Assalamualaikum. My name is Jasir bin Sulaiman, and today I want to present to you my group presentation to perform desktop search on a particular manufacturing company in Malaysia or abroad. Okay, so before we get started, I would like to introduce you to my team members. So today we have Muhammad Zudi, Muhammad Afzal, Saifullah, and Afifuddin. Okay. This is the content of our presentation. Today we will go through introduction, manufacturing process, defects and quality issue, IARC 4.0 and SDG. Bayerische Motorenwerk AG, commonly referred to as BMW, is a well-established brand in the car industry and is possibly the best-known German car manufacturer. It has become synonymous with high-performance vehicles that are sophisticated in appearance and comfortable to drive. Today, the BMW Group has 31 production and assembly facilities in 15 countries. BMW is a German multinational corporate manufacturer of luxury vehicles and motorcycles, which is headquartered in Munich, Bavaria, Germany. The headquarters of BMW in Munich, Bavaria have a rather unusual design. They represent the shape and design of BMW's famous 4-cylinder engines. BMW is famous for its 4-cylinder heritage, and the designers of the headquarters wanted to reflect this. The company was founded by Franz Joseph Popp, Karl Rapp, and Camillo Castiglioni in 1916. Although BMW is now best known for producing cars, this was not the original purpose of their company. They actually manufacture engines for planes. When the company was first founded, it was during World War I. At this time, there was a huge demand for engines and warplanes. The logo for BMW is distinctive and easily recognizable. It consists of a black circle with the interior quarter and the sections within are an alternate blue and white. Many people mistakenly believe that the logo is supposed to represent a spinning propeller, but that is not the case. The symbol was designed and the colors were chosen to represent the colors of Bavaria, which is where the main headquarters of BMW is located. The BMW CSL is one of the most distinctive cars manufactured by BMW. Its standout design has often been compared to that of the Batmobile in the Batman series of films. This sports car has spoilers and arches that are not only an important element of the aesthetic of this car, they also play a vital role in this model's dynamics. That's all for the introduction. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Afzal. I will present about manufacturing process and technology applied for BMW. There are 4-step production process. The first one is press shop, second body shop, third paint, fourth mounting. For press shop, sheet metal pieces for the bodywork are provided by stamping facility. The bend are sliced to produce board in the coil system, then drawn in multiple phases using fully automated high-speed servo to press, bend and punch the product. Side frames, doors, hoods and roofs are the outcome of this process. This is the figure for press shop. For body shop process, it contains high level of technical expertise to derive from spot welding, soldering, screwing, gluing process, as well as the new laser welding millimeter accuracy bodies for bonding the product. Most car robots are used to accomplish the task. The BMW highest automation body production up to 95% of so-called spot welding by the robot. This means that they are majority done by robots. This is the figure for body shop process. The third one is paint. The bodies of the vehicle are cleansed in plunge pool before being covered with zinc phosphate coating. This is for the long-term corrosion resistance. The car is also protected with 4 extra coats of paint. This is examined by the laboratory professional using environmental simulations. This is the figure for painting process. And the fourth one is mounting. The assembly, the final assembly, the so-called welding, which take place during the final assembly, is the production high point. The drive unit, which include the engine, transmission, etc., is fastened to the appropriate body. This precise synchronization of these components generate the legendary sheer driving pleasure. This is the figure for mounting process. And for 2.5 is technology applied. For BMW, it apply additive manufacturing. The purpose is to drive down production cost and timeline so that the company will make more profit. It starts with Henry Ford, the inventor of the assembly line. The automobile industry has long history in developing and implementing the technology to improve the production efficiency. But recently, automotive maker resorted to additive manufacturing because it take digital model and print it layer by layer to create a part or object of the product. It should be able to make goods more inexpensively, swiftly, and flexibly in principle. And how this is applied in BMW? The company primary aim with AM is to reduce cost and time, allowing it to bring new goods to market more fast and less money, as well as to create item for less money also. This will make the company more profit, record with more profit. Unlike with other method, digital model can be also tweaked and changed instantly. And once successfully prototype, the BMW claims that AM has the potential to significantly reduce the production time, as it is claimed 5 to 10 times more faster than the current technologies in the market. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, now that we have presented about how the manufacturing process works, now I will present about the defects or quality issues occurred or can be occurred during the process. As we have told about the press shop, there is a stamping process happens in the press shop. So the stamping process can give many side effects, but there are three common side effects that can occur during those process. First is wrinkles. Second is splits and risk of splits. And the third one is spring back. Okay, we go to wrinkles. Wrinkles occur when the sheet metal stamping process produce compressive strains that push material together. This will cause the material to overlap with each other. Okay, next we go to splits and risk of splits. Splits occur when the strains cause the material to become thin beyond the material's safe limits. To resolve the issue, we must make a careful consideration of the material types and material thickness. Last defects of stamping process is spring back. Spring back occurs when unexpected change of shape takes place after forming or stamping process is completed. Okay, now we go into assembly defects. As assembly process are including soldering, brazing, spot welding. There is a variety of defects that can occur, including cracks, porosity, slack inclusion, and gap or flush. Okay, first is crack defects. Crack is a fracture type interruption that occur in weld or in base metal. Next is porosity. Porosity is a small voids in wet metal formed by gases that entrap during solidification process. Next one is slack inclusion. Slack inclusion is almost the same as porosity, but slack inclusion is when a non-metallic material entrapped in wet metal. As the assembly process also including soldering and gluing, these are the other types of defects that can occur during the assembly process, such as sunken joints, shadowing, solder shots, incomplete joints, or using too much or too little adhesive. For the last one is gap and flush. Okay, the fit alignment of its body panels during assembly can make a gap and flush defect can happen during the press shop where the stamping process happen. When the stamping process that create door or roof have a manufacturing defects, this gap and flush can happen when the assembly process is in working. The last one is finishing. For the finishing part, we have paint defects that can occur during the finishing process. This is the common paint defects that happen during the finishing process, such as orange peel, scratches, contamination, or dirt, or color defects.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zulkifli bin Alias, and I will present about the IR 4.0 that have been implemented by the BMW company. There are four main components that have been used in their production. First, smart data analytics. It is mainly used in the assembly line. It is about evaluating data and improving the process. Secondly, smart logistics. In this part, they are using IoT and cloud computing to provide real-time information so that delivery of supplies can be adjusted in. Thirdly, innovative automation, meaning using of intelligent solution to relieve employees. This robot or automation will be worked side by side with employees without failure. For the fourth, additive manufacturing, known as 3D printing, and the company has used it since 2010. The example of smart data analytics are using AI to check the model inscriptions against the desired product during the final inspection. If the product is not correct, the AI alert their employee. For virtual reality is used for simulating an interactive 3D environment. They apply it in their R&D, which is research and development department, so that they can optimize their product design. Big data is used for the maintenance process of at their factory. It will tell the employee when and what kind of service just to do at their factory is using a smartphone. Example for smart logistics are autonomous cargo trains and smart transport robots. The autonomous cargo are used laser signals to navigate themselves independently throughout the production halls, and smart transport robots use IoT and cloud computing to select the best route to their design destination for themselves. An example for innovative manufacturing is collaborative lightweight robots and exoskeletons. These two provide extra strength and improve the accuracy for the employee doing their works. 3D printing, which is additive manufacturing. Product is used for pad, for the pedal, clutch, engine cover, and many more complex design. And there's others too, which is drone. To search empty space at their warehouse using drone, so that will save more time during delivery process. Innovative NUTS setter algorithms analyze hundreds of bolt connections in car production and helps detect faults early. A green light signifies fault is okay. Augmented reality help to redesign their production line without any major shutdown. So more safe of cost, production and time. And our IoT, and they call the product of IoT is connected drive technology. It is for connecting the vehicles to the employee by using internet. It can help employee know the problem of the car after sales and help the customer do their service regularly by communicating with the employees throughout the IoT technology, which is internet. And for the computing cloud, BMW collaborate with Amazon Web Service, which is AWS, to implement in their company. They implement the machine learning. By doing so, they can use the machine learning to forecast the demands for its vehicles as well as improve operational performance and increase transparency in the supply chain. Thank you. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Saifullah bin Muhammad Sabri, and I'm going to talk about the sustainable manufacturing in the auto industry. Okay, we first need to understand what it entails. Over the past few years, sustainability and green practices have become major talking points for auto manufacturers around the globe. Consumer behavior is increasingly moving towards an environmentally conscious standpoint. As a result, sustainable practices are becoming increasingly common in the world of vehicle production. But how auto manufacturers screening their processes? There are several key practices they are implementing to achieve the sustainable operations. This is all about integration. It's about properly integrating the sustainability dimensions into the product, which is something that is ongoing since years now. Looking at the agenda to make sustainability in the future by also integration in the production processes, and this is a very big step forward. Essentially, sustainable or green auto manufacturing aims to minimize production waste and the environmental impact of the vehicle production. This is typically achieved by adapting product designs, manufacturing processes, workflow principles to more environmentally friendly standards, and focuses on cutting CO2 emissions. Next, we go to the action and targets by BMW to make a sustainable production. For decades now, the company has been setting itself consistently sustainable standards. Nowadays, it focuses on cutting CO2 emissions and raising its resource efficiency. BMW is active in numerous fields. It emphasizes that BMW is pursuing holistic sustainability in the way it thinks and acts, using a clear targets to shape the mobility of the future. The group insists on transparency for its targets, which have all been clearly communicated for the period from now until 2030. They include greenhouse gas emissions will be reduced based on CO2 saving plans. CO2 emissions at the production of BMW facilities are to be lowered by 80% globally. BMW also intends to have the most sustainable supply manufacturing chain in the entire sector. Not only are the cars manufactured by the BMW electric, but the car used in the production manufacturing of BMW vehicles also run electricity. At the BMW factory in Malaysia, over 500 logistics of production vehicles, as well as transportation, tow trucks, sweepers, and machineries are electrified. Okay, to the next slide, BMW focuses on the sustainable production. BMW Group production facilities utilize a variety of methods to achieve an ambitious goal, using exclusively renewable energy in the production of premium vehicles around the world in South Africa. Originally, the BMW plant in South Africa, which produced just under 300 vehicles a day, was powered by a coal-burning power plant. As the property sits atop large lignite coal reserves, at the time only 2% of energy come from renewable sources. BMW not only make cars low emission, but them also wants to produce them in a climate neutral way. For this company, the goal is to increase the share of the alternative energy used in the production of 100% in the coming years. BMW Group currently meets 51% of its energy meets through renewable sources.